Hi, and welcome to The Perfect Show. I'm your host, Scott Maupin, and this is a podcast where I will catalog some of the perfect pieces of life one by one. Join me each episode as I examine something that I or someone else considers perfect. When you start driving, everything is exciting. Everything is new, and you want to take it all in. You're still getting the feel of being behind the wheel, and even running errands is awesome. Fast forward a few years, and everything is a lot more dulled down. Your body can practically drive on muscle memory a lot of times, and you know instinctively how hard to crank the wheel or push the gas when you need your car to move the way you are wanting it to go. After this point, you can drive places in almost a trance at times, but every so often, you get to a part of the road that wakes you out of that state for a minute and invites you to be present instead. It could be a new sight or some accident or even just the road itself if you happen to be upon a especially nice stretch of it. That's what today's episode is about, that perfect stretch of road. I grew up in Olathe, Kansas, a suburb about 30 or 40 minutes from Kansas City. You can get your permit at age 14 in Kansas, and when I got my permit, I was driving everywhere my parents would let me, with one of them sitting in the passenger seat. When I got my full license at age 16, I started driving to work and school, but I would often take the long way home, or just go out and drive to think, crisscrossing major streets and highways and exploring new roads and unfamiliar exits. This is still how I sort of get my bearings in a new city. If I'm going to be there for an extended time, head out for a drive and find my way down roads I've never been down before. I don't remember when this was, but at one point in time I was switching from one highway to another in a direction I rarely had a reason to go, and I took notice of this ramp being particularly nice. I made a mental note, and even though it was a route I didn't travel often, I made my way back to it and tried the interchange again pretty quickly. I noticed that it felt particularly nice to drive that short stretch of road. I would make more reasons to travel that way and hit up the interchange whenever I was even nearish, which wasn't often, but often enough. I started to anticipate getting to just drive this quick run of asphalt the way you do when you know you're going to have something you love for dinner. It's the perfect stretch of road, and I haven't driven on it in 13 years. If you hit it just right, going the right speed and without traffic, you start to notice this pleasant gliding sensation, and I swear for a second or two it feels like you're weightless. Over and over again, the same conditions produce the same results. When I say without traffic, I'm saying the ideal condition was zero other cars, no one else to monitor or adjust speed based on just open road. But in Kansas, that may be easier to come by than you might be thinking. I remember slowing down a mile before this interchange at times just to put enough space between my car and the one car on the highway in front of me. I refined the experience more and more. Let me stress, it was never bad. It was always uncommonly nice, but over time I developed some rules to make it optimal. I'll list them in a bit, but follow these instructions, do it when there are no other cars, and you have a perfect experience on demand for whenever you need it. So what is this perfect interchange then? Well, it's in the episode title, so I'm probably not keeping you in suspense, but it starts on Highway K10. K10 is an east-west state highway for Kansas. That's where the K comes from. And it goes from Lawrence, Kansas on the west end and merges into Interstate 435 over in Olathe, Kansas on the east end. This is the end on which I want to focus. When you're traveling east on K10 and you reach I-435, you have to pick whether to go east or north. It's east/north rather than east/west or north/south because I-435 is a beltway, a highway that makes a large 83-mile loop all the way around Kansas City, like a moat. So when you enter the corner, as K10 does, you wind up with the options of east or north. This might be a good point to jump out of my narrative and talk about highways just for a second. I knew some of this, but I filled in my knowledge gaps from various Wikipedia articles. So in the United States, we number the interstates in a certain order. They start with Interstate 1 on the west coast of California and increase in number as they go east. They all have either a one-digit or two-digit number. The interstates that run north to south are all odd numbers. The even numbers are used on east to west interstates. Those start with the lowest numbers in the south, and the numbers get higher as you travel north. So Maine should have all the highest interstate numbers overall, and Arizona should have the lowest. Branching off from these main interstate routes are different types of bypasses, beltways, and spurs. Spurs are routes that only attach to the main highway by one point, so like an offshoot. Bypasses connect at 2 points, so they become an alternate route for a stretch. Beltways, or loops, also connect at 2 points to the main highway, but unlike a bypass, they make an entire loop around. These routes all have 3-digit numbers, with the first digit being odd on spur routes and even on bypasses and beltways. Is that interesting to anyone else? Where I grew up, there was an I-35, a 435, 635, an I-70, 470, 670. I always wanted to know the rules about why they numbered them the way they did. So it's interesting to me. So back to my perfect stretch of road. I figured the easiest way to check it out again after so long was to take a trip there via Google Maps Streetview feature. I still want to go east. Wait, am I going the wrong way? I am. Oh. Shoot. And after a bit of time getting reacquainted with how to move around in the map, I was off. Traveling K10. Here we go. Lots of nice cut rock on the side, big prairie. Good clouds on this Google image. Now I get to the part where I have to choose between 435 North or I-35 to Wichita and Des Moines. I-35 is the way I would normally go. 435 North is the way I don't normally go, but that is what we're looking for, actually. Alright, so as I pick 435 North, I'm entering the ramp I'm talking about. And it looks like the Google car might have a wide open road for this. So here's what I'm noticing. This road kind of tilts up as it turns left. The right side tilts up, kind of like a racetrack. I mean, that's not too abnormal, but I remember it also slides to the left as it goes. You get this great effect. Alright, and then here's the part where it curves in. And finally where other people start to merge in with it. And then you're on 435 headed north. It looks like it's still there on Google Maps. It looks like it's still the same. Guess that's what we're going to see. Since it looked like everything was all good on the Google Maps, I decided the next step was to reach out to someone local. Even though I haven't lived in Kansas since 2003, I have many friends who still do. And this is where my friend Danny comes into the story.
Hello?
Hello, Danny. We've known each other since 10th grade. He was with me, in fact, for the Billy's Balloon experience from episode 1. He's been a good friend from way back, and I figured now was the time to see if I could trade on any of that for a favor. So hey, buddy, you're my big interview for this episode.
All right. Lucky me, I guess.
So I was going to ask if you'd be willing to drive over a stretch of road near you that I remember being perfect, and then report back to me after you've done it. Does that sound like something you'd be into?
Sure, I can do that. I have no idea what a perfect stretch of road is, but all right.
So the stretch of road I'm talking about is going from K10 going east, and then you merge onto 435 north.
Well, when was the last time you were back in Kansas City?
Well, I was thinking about that. Do you know the last time I was back in Olathe? So that would have been the last time I drove this stretch of road, and that was 2008 for my sister's wedding. Do you remember that?
I remember you being in a. Oh, did we watch the Final Four together?
That's right.
That weekend?
Yeah, we watched the KU basketball game at your house with your dad.
The Final Four one, the UNC.
Yeah, with North Carolina.
Yeah.
And then I drove out to Lawrence, I think, to watch the championship somewhere at a friend's house, I think.
Yeah, I was back. Yeah, and I was back in Baltimore at that point. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. Okay.
So that's the last
I
time I was in Kansas City, and that time going to Lawrence, when I came back, that would have been the last time I would have hit this interchange. But that's it, like 13 years ago.
I got to tell you, they completely redone that change.
Have they? Oh
Yeah, that
no.
road you're talking about no longer exists. I'm
But
pretty sure.
I went I went down Google Maps. I did the street view and kind of went down it driving on my computer, and I mean, I felt like it was still there, but
So heading east on 10 into 435. I
yeah.
can do it. I'll do. Yeah. But yeah, I think they redid it within the last 5 years.
Oh no. Okay. Well, we'll find out, I guess. Yeah, so here are the parameters I was thinking. I was
Uh-huh.
thinking daytime, not nighttime. So like in an afternoon or evenings, like just daytime scenario. And going
Uh-huh.
the speed limit or a little over. That's probably what I would have been doing when I was driving it. No
Yeah.
radio off, windows up, no talking, and then looking slightly out like 2 o'clock and maybe a little bit up, kind of slightly out so that you're not seeing the ground or the road. And then if you get it just right, it's like you're floating. It's kind of like you're gliding or flying.
Okay.
That's my theory. This is my memory of it, and I'm gonna see if I can put you through it and see how close my memory comes to reality, if at all.
Yeah, I can do. Yeah, I mean it's not far. Yeah, it's
Awesome.
probably like 10 miles at most from where I'm currently living. So yeah, that's doable. Yeah.
Danny, Danny, you
I
are a
mean,
lifesaver. This is awesome.
yeah, yeah, no worries.
Would you be open to the idea of me riding with you on the phone? So I'm on the phone when we go through this and I'm listening.
Sure. Yeah, I could do it today or tomorrow pretty easily, I think, in the afternoon.
Ooh,
If that's you. Yeah. Will that give you
okay.
enough time? Also
Yeah, that
do
totally
Saturday.
does. I would not turn that
Yeah,
down. No, I could do it anytime. I can make it work around you 100%.
yeah. It is best for me to do it sooner rather than later.
Okay. Well, that works on my end. That's great. So,
Yeah.
all right. So let's talk compensation. Here's my offer. I thought about this. I can either Venmo you $5 for gas and stuff, or
Uh-huh.
I'll pay someone
Uh-huh.
else $5 to make a song about how awesome you are. Don't answer yet.
Okay.
Consider it.
Okay.
Think about having $5 of gas money. It's nice, but consider how cool it would be to have a custom song all about you.
Oh, wait, what is this like a service of some kind?
Yeah, this is so I've been needing, sometimes I need music or different things for this that I can't do. And so will outsource it to people on like Fiverr.
Okay. All right. Go for it. Go nuts. Yeah, I'll get a song. Yeah,
You've made the right decision, Dan.
maybe. Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, I'll wrap this up here, and then we can plan and execute the whole drive a little bit later on. Is that all right?
Sure. Sure,
Okay.
that sounds good. Yeah. All right.
Very cool. I appreciate this, Dan. Thank you so much. I was on cloud nine, waiting until the following day for Danny to call back and I could introduce him to this divine chunk of asphalt and concrete. Danny told me he actually had a dentist appointment the following day that would put him right where we needed to start, so I just had to bide my time until he would be able to call back from the road.
I'm talking. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. All right. Are we recording?
All right, we're recording. I got my technology working. We made lots of small talk until we got to the end of
Okay.
K10.
All right.
Then I quieted down to hear Danny's reaction to the drive.
All right. Just past Ridgeview and getting on the interchange for 435.
Okay. Okay. This is it.
435 north and 35.
Okay. When we get to the actual curve, I'll be quiet and just let it go because I want you to get the full effect.
Okay. Getting over and yeah, I'm just about to the curve I think you're talking about. And that was it. and going down the highway towards 35 South. Yeah, I think I did the thing. I'm
It's
crossing
done.
over Lackman now, and yeah.
All right. So, what'd you think? What do you think of it?
A pretty normal, if slightly confusing highway interchange.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was bummed out.
I
My perfect stretch of road was gone. I figured I'd at least salvage what I could for the episode. I mean, these aren't all going to turn out the way I want them to at the beginning. I know that. Okay.
I wasn't entirely sure whether I should have been on 435 North, 435 East, or the 35 South lane. So I chose.
But as we were talking a bit more back and forth,
35
we
South.
discovered it. So, was there an option to get to 435 North?
To get to where? 435 what?
North?
Yeah.
And did you take that option?
No.
Okay, I think that's the option I was trying to get us to take. To go from K10 to 435 North.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, bud.
So backing up, I think maybe I explained it bad. We talked, and I apologized about messing up the first explanation. It turns out that later that same day was going to still be the best time to give it another try, so a few hours later, we were back on the phone and ready to go again.
Hey, Scott, you there?
Yeah, is this working?
Yeah, this is much better.
Hey, all right.
All right.
So sorry about the first one. This time we're gonna try and do K10 going east and then take the 435 North ramp, which is totally not the one you would normally be taking.
Got it. Okay, no problem.
Well, now I feel like I have to make you follow. I was feeling bad because we did it the first time and it didn't work, but I feel like I need to make you follow through because I've already put the wheels in motion for the music. So, I mean, there's no going back. That ship has sailed already.
Yeah. Getting on to K10 now.
Ooh, okay. I'm following you I'm looking down on you at Google Maps. I'm looking down at you on Google Maps here.
All right. Looks like I'm about 2.5 miles from 435.
All right, this is exciting.
And I am taking 435 North, correct?
435 North, right. It'll peel off to the right, but then it'll fork to the left. Yeah, that's the one.
All right, just past Woodland Road.
Okay. Coming up on Ridgeview
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And here comes.
All right, I'll be quiet.
It is basically its own separate highway.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
For like the mile leading to 435, 35. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be quiet and I'll let you just take it in.
All right. Here we go. Taking the 435 North exit now. I am in the left-hand lane. I believe I'm supposed to and entering the curve. Going to look out and my 2 o'clock, changing lanes, please. Oh, there we go. There's that nice little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
And coming out of 435 comes the merger with the rest of maybe the Lackman Road traffic.
You're merged back in?
And yes, I'm merged back in.
Yeah. We did it. That's it.
Yay!
Okay. All right.
All right.
First off, thank you so much. That's great. Now, so I heard you like have a moment of recognition. Did you feel what I was kind of talking about or trying to describe?
there was a moment where like the barriers on the road came up, just the normal side barriers, and they eliminated everything else from my field of vision.
Right.
And the road entered a part where basically you couldn't see over the end of the road. Like, you would crest at a hill and fall down. So, like, it just became a pure sort of vanishing point. There was, like, a road to maybe, if not quite nowhere, just, like, it would just unfurl forever, perhaps.
Yeah.
An infinite road.
All right.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm very happy. I'm happy with how that worked out. Okay. Can I want to read off some words to you. Will you respond yes or no to them based on if you think each one accurately describes the experience?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. Smooth.
Yes.
Tranquil.
No.
Transcendent.
No.
Enlightening.
No.
Nicer than normal.
Yes.
Regular.
No.
Flying.
Ooh. I'll say yes.
Overhyped.
No.
Worth the trouble.
I don't know, Scott. This was a lot of trouble.
It really was.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it at it was a lot of trouble, but that
Okay.
might not be a reflection
I'll
on,
take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, the experience itself. Yeah.
Dude, thank you. I appreciate this so much. So have you turned around and are you headed back the right way now?
Yeah, I'm back on 95. I'm on 95th Street right now.
Cool. All right. Danny, I cannot thank you so much for helping me out, not once, but twice with my ridiculousness. It has
No problem, buddy. You're very, very welcome. Happy to help. All right, buddy.
Danny, I love you, baby. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
We did it. I mean, really, he did it. I didn't really do anything. Well, actually, I told him to do it. I guess that's something. Yeah. And then I went to fulfill my end of the deal. But to show a peek behind the scenes, I discovered that it wasn't quite as easy as I had planned to get a $5 song made. I had done this a few years ago, and it had really been no problem, but this time I just hit a string of bad luck. The first artist I bought a gig from didn't respond at all, and I had to cancel that gig. The second artist I bought a gig from sent me a message that he was on vacation until the end of the month. Another I bought from messaged me back to tell me he had set up the offer a week ago, but forgot all about it, and now he was too busy, so that one got canceled too. Then I had a $5 delivery that came through, but I couldn't understand any of the lyrics. I would say I was starting to panic a little. If you're counting with me now, that's 4 tries. Along the way, I got smart and started messaging people about what I was looking for before getting their gigs, so there were also messages to people that didn't contact me back or couldn't deliver because of whatever reason. By this time, I had all the other pieces of the episode in place, and Danny's song was the last thing I was waiting for. I'd even planned for this episode to come out before the last one, but had to change the order of things when the song kept getting pushed back. I hired a 5th songwriter. This gig also got a bit delayed, and by that time, it had been long enough that the second guy I contacted, who was on vacation, had returned and could do the song now, so it just became a matter of which song would get to me first, and that would be the song that made it into the episode. So, I texted you because, you'll find out in the episode, it was a long process, but I finally have a song for you. It took me a while, but I now have a song, and I want to play it for you.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm all ears. Here I am.
So this is a song called The
All right.
Greatest Man by somebody named Ryan Brandflake, and I got it for $5, and now it's going to be yours. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so here we go.
All right.
Most men can't hold a candle to this one. Most men compare like rats and worms when digging through the dirt. I found a diamond. Most men crawl on their bellies like snakes. He stands tall like an elegant bird of prey. He eats the snakes and rats and worms. Heart of gold and sharp as a tack. He pricks my ego if I try to fight back. Lawyer or author or brother or son, filling every role with ease. He finds it easy to please. Oh, what a man. He's twice what I am. Dan, you're the greatest man. And if you're lucky, we'll get to meet you. Danny, you're the best. You're one in a million, and everyone's a fan. He's the greatest man. Leaping from the bush like a giant cheetah, brave as a lion and just as regal, a king amongst men. And a king amongst dogs and rats and snakes, tall and proud like a big giraffe, strong like ox and clever like dog, and wise like an owl, not a rat or a snake or a worm. What's outside matches what's inside. His god-like body brings a tear to my eye whilst digging in the dirt. I found a diamond. Dan, you're the greatest man. If we're lucky, we'll get to meet you. Danny, you're the best. You're one in a million, and everyone's a fan. You're the greatest man. Strong like ox and clever like dog, wise like owl and modest like frog, brave like lion and graceful like deer, nothing like rats or snakes or fish or worms. Dan, you're the greatest man. If we're lucky, we'll get to meet you. Danny, you're the best. You're one in a million. Dan, you're the greatest man. If we're lucky, we'll get to meet you. Danny, you're the best. You're one in a million, and everyone's a fan. You're the greatest man.
That's it. That's
That's amazing. That's a perfect $5 song. I'll give you that. That's a perfect $5 song.
yeah, it was totally great.
I love it so much. Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
I was super happy with that. Okay. Well, that was pretty much all I was going to bug you with.
I love it.
This is my way of saying thank you for doing that ridiculous stunt for me.
Oh my God. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy too. Thanks, Danny. When I was talking to friends about the subject of this episode, the conversations would eventually turn toward perfect drives that people remember from their own lives, and everyone I talked to seemed to have at least one to share. The perfect drive isn't really a physical stretch of road out there somewhere. It's a connection you have when the mood, driver, vehicle, road, environment, everything is aligned in the same moment, and it's a connection so strong that when it happens, you can't ignore it. It interrupts your driving trance and invites you to be present and appreciate the experience. Then it etches into your memory and stays with you to the horizon. Some of you eagle-eared listeners out there may be wanting to say to me, "Hey Scott, he technically went out there for you twice, so does that mean he gets 2 songs?" And that is a completely fair question. The answer should be an easy yes, honestly. It does make sense, but the process of getting the first song took so long, and it was also getting close to the time I wanted to publish this episode. But Dan did do me a huge favor. Twice. And I owed him. So, I did what any good friend would do. I made the second song myself.
You're the man and I think you're awesome. Like some barbecue ribs right after you sauce them. You're red all the bone from front to back, and you're kinda like a mix of Jack's white and black. Your brain is superb and it couldn't think clearer. Gotta say, if I may, you got a lucky mirror. What a handsome guy that should be on canvas. Face it, Danny boy, you're just the best in Kansas. Here we go. Dan, you're a gentleman and a scholar. Your mom loves her birthday cause you always call her. Now don't forget your dad, I bet he's real proud with a son as unique as Connor McLeod. In law school aspiring to make a good grade, cause when you're Dan Esquire then it's time to get paid. Step on out and show him you can conquer worlds, and we'll tell the tale of Danny to the boys and girls. Yeah. Dan. Yeah.
All right. And with that, the K10 to I-435 North interchange becomes the fourth item in the Perfectorium, the index of perfect things. Thanks to my friend Danny for being such a great sport from when I initially texted him about this all the way through. You can find all the credit and links for the music in this episode on the webpage or in the show notes. Thank you to Ryan Branflake for the first Danny song. On this episode's webpage, you can also find the Danny songs if you just want to hear them on their own. This episode was recorded and mixed at Morena Studios in Oakland, California. Be sure to subscribe to get every episode, and if you're enjoying these and want to drop The Perfect Show a perfect rating or review, please do. It's the easiest way to support the show. Once again, The Perfect Show site is at perfectshow.site, that's S-I-T-E. Email any comments, music, or other things to perfectshowshow@gmail.com, and connect on Twitter and Instagram to username perfectshowshow. And remember, if you came here and waited all the way until the end just to ask me to sign your transfer request so you can drop this podcast and get into a different one with a different host, or because it's too early in the morning, or because there's this other one that your friend is listening to and you want to study for final podcast exams together, or whatever reason, I regret to inform you that those are not legitimate excuses, and it will still show up on your podcast transcript as a withdrawal and stay on your permanent record. So just think about that before you're in the registrar's office going through all this trouble of adjusting your podcast schedule this semester. Anyways, until next time, I'm Scott Maupin, and thanks for listening to The Perfect Show.
I can eat 50 eggs.
Oh, hello. You're still here? Okay. Well, as I was finishing up putting this episode together, my last songwriter got back to me. So now as an extra bonus for people who stayed all the way through, here's one additional Danny song, written and performed by Captain Creamsicle. Enjoy.
Let me tell a little story about a friend named Dan. He's a nice guy and he's really the man. He is the best, and you know this. A real cool dude who's from Kansas. He's so awesome, yeah, he's the best. Might as well have a big S on his chest. He roams through the hills like a galloping beast. You may call him your majesty. He makes the ladies race and gets them in the mood. 'Cause he's got a baby face and is a good-looking dude. He can totally afford his rent, but he still makes time to go and pitch a tent. Camping is Kansas, on his snacks he is munching. Back in high school, used to blast the Smashing Pumpkins. Come on, Danny, There's no plan B. The plan is have a good time, that's all I can see. Dan is the man, he's got big hands. You know what that means, I hope you understand.
This is amazing, yeah. Can I get all 3 songs?
Yes, you are getting all 3 songs. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're not. They don't have a lot of.
Danny.
They don't have a lot of interest with other people who aren't named Dan, I think. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go eat some fish sticks, and then I'm gonna go watch Shang-Chi. And with that, I actually will bid you a fond farewell until we meet again. Bye.